What's up, YouTube? WobbleRocket here. We are back with another episode of Haru, the Armada of the Astral Void. This alpha demo has just gotten a new update, which has brought in some quality of life functions and fixed some bugs that we ran into in our last video. So we're going to hop right into it and see what we can pull off. Right off the bat, the developers have added a really cool addition to the minimap. Now your starbase appears on the minimap all the time, and even when you move far enough away that the starbase should no longer appear on your minimap, it still kind of hangs out at the edge so that you can find out which direction you need to head to get to your starbase. You do still have the scanner function, which can be triggered with the E key by default. Now, instead of the ring that showed up, the icons just kind of show their distance and direction from you. The addition of the icons on the minimap does kind of make the scanner a little less useful than it used to be. Hopefully we'll see some more features for the scanner later on. It might be neat if we could see some additional currencies or something like that that could be found from asteroids and using the scanner to detect those. I don't really know. Another great quality of life function that has come in this version of the alpha demo, we can now remap our hotkeys, and this has been something that I've wanted for a really long time. It is a lot simpler now to have my boosting key on the spacebar, and that's something that I've wanted from the beginning. I believe that remapping keys is only available on keyboard at the moment. I don't play with a game controller for this game, so I haven't really played around with that. I'm not sure if you can remap controller functions yet. The ring awards from the reward wheel that you get from bosses has been fixed, so in the last update that was broken and we weren't actually receiving rings whenever we would get that award on the reward wheel. If we're lucky, we'll pick up the EMP weapon. In the last update, that weapon was not functioning properly, and I believe that has been fixed as well. I think one of my favorite changes in this new update is the random tinting that has been added to monsters. In the last update, all of these monsters up here would have all been basically the same color palette, and with the addition of the random tinting, it really kind of livens up the game a little bit. It's a lot more visually interesting than it was before. And it's a subtle effect, but it really adds a lot to the gameplay experience. We are going to zip back to our starbase real quick. We're going to drop a couple points into our pulse cannon, drop some into our repair droid and our ship hull, and then we're going to start stacking things onto our missile launcher. I do want to throw a point or two into the tractor beam. I'm not super I honestly don't feel that adding into thrusters is super important. Movement speed by default is pretty good for dodging at this current stage of the game. We may see, as this game develops, we may start seeing some faster enemies, and that might make it more important to sink points into thrusters. But I am going to put some points into battery blocks so that our boosting function lasts a little bit longer, and we're going to go ahead and stick a point into fusion core so that our boost will recharge a little bit faster as well. The developers have also added a little bit of weighting, I think, to the reward wheel. It was very easy in the last version of the game to not get any additional weapons from the reward wheel. and unfortunately the default pulse cannon, even upgraded to level 7 or 8, was really struggling to keep up with the number of monsters that spawn later in the game. So I believe that they've added some weighting that makes it a little more likely that you will get weapon drops, at least early on. So we just picked up the ray gun. So these mines that spawn are, as far as I know, immune to everything, and I just ran right into one because I was talking. That's the way it goes. I believe those mines are completely immune to everything. I don't believe there's any weapon that can destroy or damage them. So your best bet is just to avoid them. They're not an insta-kill every time you run into them, but they are very high damage. While I was waiting on the new update to come out, I spent a lot of time grinding up blue gems. And I've been doing that because I really had my eye set on duplication mirrors. This is one of the permanent upgrades that you can get that increases the number of projectiles that are fired in each shot. So we are going to grab that, and we have a couple of points left over. I think we're going to throw another point into tractor beam amplifier. You can actually upgrade duplication mirrors up to 3 times, it looks like. So we're going to hop right back in and see what that additional projectile does for us. I don't know at this point if the extra projectile is only for the pulse cannon or if it affects every weapon in the game. I guess we'll find out, and hopefully we'll get some great weapon drops this time. One of the little subtle graphical effects that I love on this game is the lighting cone that happens at the front of your ship. It's not a necessary thing, but it's just one of those little tiny details that really, I think, makes Haru stand out from other games that are in a similar genre. It doesn't have any in-game effect, it's just simply visual, but it makes sense. I mean, you're floating through the darkness of space. You would need some sort of lighting just to see the things that are going on around you. I'm gonna take out the Worm of Doom real quick. Got an upgrade to our ship hull, so that's nice. This extra projectile is really chewing through monsters a lot faster. I kind of expected that there would be a little bit more of an angle spread on the additional projectile. You know, maybe they'll add some sort of upgrade or something that allows you to change the angle of your shots. That might be kind of fun. Boosting is just so much easier for me with it on the space key now. I'm really, really loving that. Coming up on another Seed of Evil. Whoa. Kind of forgot to boost there. I feel like maybe the Seed of Evil needs, it just needs something. It's such a simple boss to fight, and I suppose it's probably going to be one of the earliest bosses that you come across, but its projectiles don't even have the range really to be a threat. Its movement speed is very slow. Its teleportation is just not really anything to worry about. ray gun. Let's we're gonna head over to our starbase real quick and grab some upgrades. If I can, you know, not die. Upgrade our ship hull, upgrade our repair droid. Those are always just a decent upgrade to grab early on. Alright, stop yelling at me. Keep running into those mines. I've almost wonder if the hitbox on them is a little larger than I anticipated to be. Not necessarily that the hitbox is wrong, but I think the rotating spines on the mines kind of trick me sometimes. Grab some more upgrades to our weaponry. Throw a couple of points into tractor beam and battery blocks. Okay, so that's interesting. The ray gun is actually dealing damage to the mines. I'm not sure if that's intentional, but it is showing at least the damage numbers. I don't know if you can destroy those mines or not, and at the moment I can't really get quite close enough to them to test that. But it does look like the ray gun was dealing some damage to the space mine. Zip through here and grab all these rings real quick. Hopefully not die. Got another worm of doom coming up. There he is. Right. He just picked up orbital flamethrower. I was really hoping that duplication mirrors might have added an additional projectile to that, but that probably would have been a little bit overpowered if it did. So that's not super bothersome. Oh wait, maybe actually I believe it did. I believe it does add an extra projectile, because I think the orbital flamethrower actually started with just a single fire before, and now we are rocking with two. In fact, let's grab a couple of upgrades real quick for it, and yeah, okay, so the duplication mirror does work with the orbital flamethrower. That is really, really nice. So it does not function with the ray gun, but it does function with the orbital flamethrower. I got a little overzealous getting too close with that flamethrower right there. Let's see if we can grab some more upgrades. There's not a whole lot we can get right now because most things require more than we need. Let's go ahead and grab our battery buffer though. All right, we're gonna hop in for one more run of Haru, the Armada, the Astral Void. Again, this is an alpha demo. It is under heavy development, so things are subject to change. at a really rapid pace. So far, the developers have been pushing out an update about every week or so. I can just imagine getting those other duplication mirrors and then picking up orbital flamethrower again would just be amazing to see that many flaming orbs spinning around your ship. That's going to be really fun whenever I pick that up. There'll be a lot of grinding to be able to gather all of the blue gems necessary for that many duplication mirrors, but each run of this game is about 8 minutes long. If I am not talking and I'm actually focused on what I'm doing, I'm a little better at actually completing the run. I have a tendency to get distracted while I'm recording these videos, and then I end up running into things accidentally. This version of the alpha demo does have a little bit of an audio glitch that happens sometimes. It mostly seems like it's happening when there are a lot of sounds triggering off at the same time. I had it on an early warm-up run where I had the Gatling Gun and Multishot Exploder, so there was lots of shot sounds happening at a very rapid pace along with lots of explosions, and the audio was cutting out sometimes. So the developers are aware of that bug. I haven't quite run into anything else at this time other than the possibility that those space mines were taking some damage from the ray gun, and it didn't seem like maybe they were supposed to. Alright, so we just picked up the Gatling Gun. The duplication mirror does work with Gatling Gun as well, so that is fantastic. We're going to kill a couple of these monsters, and then we're going to run back to our base and pick up some solid upgrades for that Gatling Gun in just a minute, as soon as we take out this Skull of Darkness. Alright, Multishot Exploder and Critical Situation Generator. This run is going to go really well in just a minute. Yeah, you can hear right there with all of the rings being collected, the audio cut out for just a second. So hopefully we will see some fixes for that in the future. It's not a game-breaking bug by any means, and it is something that I've run into before with other action roguelikes that I played in this genre. There just tends to be so many sounds triggering off at one time that the game engine just can't quite keep up. Alright, so we have grabbed a bunch of upgrades for our pulse cannon and our Gatling Gun, and we are just chewing through everything that we come across now. This is really, really satisfying. But it does kind of speak a little bit to the need for some more challenging enemies in this game. I almost wonder if the 8-minute run is a little short, but of course this is an alpha demo, so I'm not sure. I know that there are plans for an endless mode in the final release of the game. A lot of what I'm saying is just total conjecture because I don't know. Bam, there we go. Alright. We picked up quite a few gems this run as well. We're up to 48 gems already. And and that is just going at a really good pace. Okay, so I wanted to see here. It doesn't look like Pulse Cannon or Gatling Gun are harming the mines. Alright, Laser Beam. We have just become so ridiculously powerful, it's not even funny. I'm gonna run back to our starbase real quick, upgrade a couple more weapons, and then we will run through the last couple of minutes of this run right here. Alright, let's just sink everything we can into our laser beam. It's not even really necessary at this point to upgrade our repair droid or our ship hull, but we'll sink a point into each just since we have the rings for it. Our laser beam is just massive. Our Gatling gun is firing at a ridiculous pace. Everything is dying. Watch me get a little too cocky and die at like the last minute here. That worm is actually pretty fast, and it was a little surprising there. About a minute to go. I cannot believe that. I just died so close to the end of this run. I ran right into a monster. It is very easy when you have the Gatling gun and the laser and Multishot Exploder for so many things to be exploding all at once that you easily lose track of your position. But I just got to get better at the game. You know, I said that I was only going to do one more run, but I think I'm going to pop back in once more. I want to have one more shot at finding that EMP weapon. I just want to see if we can grab that and see if we can just test and see if it's working now. So I've just sunk a couple of points into carrier wave generator to increase our range, and I'm going to drop another point into OE magnifier to increase the size of our projectiles. One last run. Will we get the EMP generator? I don't know. Let's find out. We are playing Haru, the Armada of the Astral Void, the alpha demo version 0.2.104. I actually discovered this game on Twitter. There's a hashtag called Wishlist Wednesday that comes out. And it's an opportunity for all of these indie developers to kind of share their games and tell a little bit about them. And you know, some of the games that show up on Wishlist Wednesday really catch my eye. Most of them do not. Most of them are just not quite to the quality that I would be willing to take a chance on them just yet. Some of them are, you know, just from very, very young developers who don't have the experience to put together a solid game. On the other hand, you know, that's part of the learning process. That's how game developers get better. They make crappy games to start off with, and then they make much better games over time. One of the things that I like doing through this channel is trying to support indie developers. There are tons of big game developing companies, but there's also just a lot of really great games that come out from these 2- and 3-person teams, and it's just phenomenal to see what they can pull off with very little resources, very little time. And it's just really, really exciting to see the state of game development these days. Let's run back to our starbase, grab some upgrades for our pulse cannon. He came out of nowhere. Okay, but where are the... There they are. So the skull has a tendency to get away from its little minions, and if you're not careful, they will sneak up on you and start dumping a lot of damage on you. You can boost away from them if they ever land on top of your ship, but they can be a little bit tricky. Okay. Alright, we picked up the Gatling Gun again. Got another Skull of Darkness coming after us. If you are new to the channel, please be sure to like and subscribe to this video. I've been doing a lot of action roguelike gameplay clips, and we also have the Bloodstained Ritual of the Night Let's Play that I've got coming out. The second episode of that should be out tomorrow. And I just launched my Enigmatica 2 Expert Mod Pack playthrough for Minecraft. The first episode of that came out yesterday, and I should have another episode coming out very, very shortly. The Steam Summer Sale is going on right now, and that's always a fun time of year. I did pick up a couple of games that I had my eye on that were on a really good discount. Mostly in the Metroidvania department. There were just some really great looking games like Eterna Noctis and Ender Lilies that I've had my eye on for a while, so I picked those up. After I complete my Bloodstained playthrough, maybe we'll pop into one of those for a video series. Alright, let's get control here. See what I mean about talking? Talking's dangerous. Just grab some more gems there. Posting schedule may be a little bit slow for a couple of days. We are coming into the Independence Day holidays here in the United States, and it is also my birthday tomorrow, so I'll probably be spending some time with family and not gaming quite as much over the next couple days. But after the holiday, we'll be right back to our I say posting schedule. I don't have a posting schedule. What am I talking about? I just throw videos up here whenever I feel like it. There we go, laser beam. So this run is going very, very similarly to the last run that we did. We have not picked up the EMP, but that's okay. The Multishot Exploder is almost a little overpowered, particularly with some of these really fast weapons like the Gatling Gun and the laser. The Multishot Exploder triggers every 30 shots, and I almost wonder if it might be better to have it on like a timed cooldown where it triggers, say, every 5 seconds or something like that. It might be a little bit more balanced to have that, although if that change were made, I gotta say I would be a little disappointed because it is just so satisfying to see all of these explosions trigger off. You know, maybe some other balancing ideas would be just dropping the size of the explosion. It's very, very large right now, and it can chain in ways that just decimate entire crowds. I think even if the explosion radius on the Multishot Exploder were of half the size that it is right now, it would still be a incredibly powerful weapon. All right, so we completed that run. We did not die, and that is, if you've been watching this series, you know that that is an accomplishment. All in all, I'm really pleased with the new update from Haru, the Armada, the Astral Void. I'm really excited to see what new developments happen in this game. I've said it from the very beginning, I think this is going to turn into one of the best action roguelites that is coming out at this time. You can download the free demo at Steam. Be sure to check it out. I'll put a link in the description. My name is WobbleRocket. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'll catch you around.